Hi, welcome to our assembly today. Today, our assembly is going to introduce our well-being theme for the week, and we've talked about doing our best with kind words and doing our best with kind actions. And today we're going to talk about showing compassion for other people. Now, compassion is a word that can mean that we care for other people and we consider how other people feel. Okay, so I'm going to show you. We've talked a little bit in assemblies about how being kind and helpful to others makes us feel good. But actually, this is about doing something for other people without thinking about ourselves, without thinking about what kind of rewards we get. So far, this last couple of weeks, we've given out loads and loads of stickers, loads and loads of dojo points to say, this is brilliant, well done for using kind words, well done for showing kind actions. But it's also important that we do these things without actually wanting the reward, because knowing that you've helped other people should be the reward in itself. And that everyone's capable of helping, no matter how big, no matter how small you are. We know that everybody likes to be told well done for clearing up or doing a job or whatever. Now, in nature, this is the really cool bit. There are small creatures that help bigger creatures. Let me show you a picture of how this works. I've got a couple. Okay. So this bird is an Egyptian plover bird. Sorry, I've got the wrong one, muddled up. This bird is an oxpecker bird, and it eats ticks. They're little insects that live on the zebra's coats. Okay, that's quite incredible. The zebra will actually let the bird perch on its skin and perch on it, and the bird will eat those insects. And a tick will actually grow into the skin and really be quite, it will make the zebra quite poorly. So the oxpecker bird helps the zebra. There's even more than that, because when the oxpecker bird senses danger, they let out a warning call, and that tells the zebra that there's danger. It alerts the zebra to danger. So the two animals rely on each other. It's called a symbiotic relationship. The zebra helps provide food for the oxpecker bird, and the oxpecker bird helps the zebra to stay healthy and alerts the danger. Okay, now this next one is the Egyptian plover bird. This is the one where I made a mistake at the start. The Egyptian plover bird. And crocodiles will let this bird pick leeches off their gums. You see the bird sitting in its mouth. Now, this was noticed thousands and thousands of years ago, first of all, by an ancient Greek historian called Herodotus. He was the first person to write about this, but people have seen this throughout the years. So the crocodile will sit there with its mouth wide open while this bird, the plover bird, picks leeches off the gums, cleans the teeth, and keeps them free from infection. Now, they're not necessarily doing it out of kindness. They're not saying, oh, the crocodile's poorly, I'm going to go look after it. But we've got examples of animals and birds, creatures in nature that actually live and coexist together. And we've got people who help us as well. We know there's loads of people who give their lives to helping other people. So there's been loads and loads of stuff in the news over the last year about people who work for the NHS, and we've stood on our doorsteps and we've clapped, and all these sorts of things for people who save lives. But there's people who face danger to help other people, like soldiers or firefighters or police officers. And there are other people still who work through the night and they do things for others without really us noticing. So have you ever thought that there is somebody who is working to make sure that there is electricity and water coming to your house, and they're working through the night, in some cases, to make sure that if you need to switch the light on in the night, you've got electricity there. Now, people do get paid for these jobs, but it can sometimes be a difficult way of life. And we've got more examples here. So we don't necessarily think about the people who collect the recycling, the refuse collectors. But without them, our towns and cities and villages would be horrible. We've got people who deliver post. And again, they are doing this job for other people. We've got people who build things. We've got lifeguards and bus drivers, and all of these people do jobs that actually help others. Now, there's a quote from the Bible, from the book of Proverbs, which says, being kind to others helps us too. And we've talked a little bit about this last week, about how if you are kind to other people, it makes you feel good too. But also that kindness can come back. So I'm going to tell you a story about the lion and the mouse. Now, this story was one of Aesop's fables. So it's a really, really old story from a couple of thousand years ago. And it talks about kindness and how kindness can be repaid. So a lion lay asleep in the forest, his great head resting on his paws. A timid little mouse came upon him unexpectedly, and in a fright and haste to get away, ran right into the lion's nose. Oh no. Roused from his nap, the lion laid his huge paw angrily on the tiny creature to kill her. Spare me, begged the poor mouse. Please let me go, and someday I will surely repay you. The lion thought it was funny. The lion was amused to think a mouse could ever help him. Tiny, tiny mouse like you. But he was generous, and he finally let the mouse go. Now, some days later, while stalking his prey in the forest, the lion was caught in a hunter's net. He couldn't free himself. He filled the forest with his angry roaring. The mouse knew the voice and quickly found the lion struggling in the net. So what do you think the mouse did? Have a guess. That's right, running to one of the great ropes that bound him. She gnawed it until it parted, and soon the lion was free. Well, you laughed when I said I would repay you, said the mouse. Now you see that even a mouse can help a lion. There you go. So even somebody tiny can help somebody really big and strong. So we talked about helping other people out. We've talked about having no real reward for ourselves and just doing it because it's the right thing to do. And all of the major religions, all religions teach us that helping other people is the right thing to do. Jesus came to earth and helped other people because he wanted to show people the way to live their lives. And what we hope is that we can live our lives helping others. So have a stop and think, what are you going to do to be helpful today? What are you going to do to be helpful to others? How are you going to show compassion to other people? I'm sure you've got loads of lovely ideas. I'm sure you will be putting those ideas on your charts with the Ways to Wellbeing in your classroom so that we can all see them as we go around school. And I'm sure your teachers will be giving out billions and billions and billions of dojos for all of your wonderful ways of helping other people. Okay, tomorrow is the first day of remembrance. Now, it's the 20th. Tomorrow is going to be the 23rd of March. And on the 23rd of March last year, our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, told all of us that we had to go into the first lockdown, that we all had to stay at home. And that was the point when we got schools closing and you guys were staying at home and just starting to do the learning at home and using Google Meet and stuff like that. And it's a year on from that. It's a year on from that point, which we kind of think about as like the start of the pandemic. So what's going to happen tomorrow is you guys are going to bring in something that you can use as a planter, a plant pot. It might be a plastic bottle. It might be a milk carton. It might be a soup carton, something cardboard, something that you would have ordinarily thrown away. And in class, you are going to do some planting with that. You're going to plant some seeds, put some compost in it, and then take that home so that you can grow something at home. So we're saying that, yes, we've had a whole year where we've been in lockdowns, we've not been able to see our friends, we've been stuck inside, but actually more and more people are getting vaccinated against COVID now. More and more people are surviving when they're treated for COVID, and people are getting well, and we're getting on with our lives, and we can see that we're nearly at the end of all of this. Okay, we can see soon we'll be allowed to meet up in parks and public spaces, things like that. Soon shops will be open or be able to go on holiday again. And that's why we're doing this planting project. So we will be sowing all of these seeds to say, actually, this is the start of something good. This is the start of a flower growing. This is the start of making the garden look a bit better. So we will have Wincham turning colourful with all of these flowers being sown. So that's going to be part of your work, your class work tomorrow, to mark our day of remembrance. And hopefully we will make places around Wincham look that little bit brighter as we look to the future and think that something good is going to come. Right, that's our assembly for today, guys. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. I look forward to seeing your planting when I am walking around school tomorrow. See you soon. Bye-bye.